Tigers getting set to take on the Jays. The Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Detroit this evening, Kinsler, Maybin, and Cabrera, who is an all-star again this year. They're at the top of the lineup. Victor Martinez DHing. Nick Castellanos, 16 homers this year. Justin Upton is in left and a bottom three of Moya, McCann, and Jose Iglesias. And they are facing the right-handed slants of Drew Hutchison.
Yeah, Drew making his second start of the season for Toronto. Fastball slider, fastball around 92, 84 on the slider. Throw the fastball slider to the righties. Fastball change to the lefty, and he wins at home. 750 win percentage at home. It's 21-7. He ranks second among active pitchers behind only Jose Fernandez.
Well, it's been a good road trip so far for the Tigers. Despite the 2 losses in Cleveland, they've won 5 of 7 and have a chance to have a really good trip going into the All-Star break. But they're taking on a Jays team that is playing some of their best baseball now. Ian Kinsler batting .293 to get things going here. It'll be Kinsler, Maybin, and Cabrera facing the right-hander Drew Hutchison. Roof is open here at Rogers Center. And the first pitch of tonight's ball game is ripped foul back into the seats. Boy, Kinsler has been going after that first pitch quite a bit lately.
Yeah, he's seeing it well, and way out in front right there. But you want to be very aggressive there. Woke a couple of fans up down the third base line. Have your gloves up. Yep.
No balls, 1 strike on Ian. 7 hits so far in the road trip. The 0-1 is fouled back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes.
So you talk about Ian being very aggressive, but you see him swinging at very good pitches. You see good hard contact, good swings. He's not fooled. Like I said, it tells you that he's seeing the ball well, and when you're doing that, you have the confidence that you're going to swing at a good pitch and barrel it. You must do that.
Russell Martin flashing signals. Here's the 0-2, and Kinsler grounds 1 foul. Ian last Sunday hit his 200th career home run, and he is really starting to pile up some big-time numbers now in terms of his total career. And as Ian says, you know, once I'm retired, I'll start looking at that stuff. But he is focused on winning games these days. There's a check swing, but he went. Strike 3 called, and Kinsler is out of there.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Left field, Michael Saunders, Kevin Pillar at center, Ezekiel Cabrera in right, Josh Donaldson third base, Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop, Darwin Barney at second base, Justin Smoke at first, Russell Martin catching tonight, Drew Hutchison. Very good location right here. You see the target, hits it right where he wants it, and Kinsler set up well and can't hold up.
Here is Cameron Maybin with 1 out. In there for a strike. Maybin .375 right now on the road trip, and the average really hasn't dipped below .350 or so for quite a while. Broken back grounder toward third. Donaldson. 2 gone.
Can tell that the Blue Jays are going to throw the Tigers inside already. Just watching the first couple at bats. Russell Martin, another guy, the catcher for the Blue Jays, known to be doing that. They're going to try and get you in, run that ball in on the barrel, and get you a broken bat. That way they get you looking for that ball inside, and it opens up the outside part of the plate for them.
Well, it's something the Indians did with some pretty good success against Miguel Cabrera the last 3 days. Miggy batting .298 as we enter play tonight. And he pops it up foul down the first base line, out of play.
Now, if you're a hitter and you realize they're going to do this, I remember back in '87, we'd play a series in Exhibition Stadium. They do the same thing. They throw fastball in, slider in. You have to try and take those pitches early in the count, hope that they run off the plate and you get ahead in the count. They have to come more down the middle. And obviously, much better ball to hit if you are able to get the ball out over the plate.
Here's the 0-1. It'll bounce in. 1 ball and 1 strike. It seems the past couple of days Cabrera has tinkered with the batting stance. He was close to the plate in that series against the Cleveland Indians. He has opened up the stance just a tad here tonight. And Cabrera with 18 homers, 53 RBIs. Something off speed here now to Miggy. And he drives it in the air to right field. Carrera going back, turning and making the catch at the warning track. A somewhat circuitous route, but he got there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Hutchison. Bottom of the first inning tonight at Rogers Center. They're facing Justin Verlander, who tonight is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
The JV 8-6. He's been extremely consistent for the Tigers this year. This is his 18th start. He's pitched well in 14 of those games, and very important for him to pitch well for the Tigers. It will set the series up very well for Detroit. Want to get their bullpen rested. JV goes deep in this game. He's a battler. He's shown it all year.
Here is Ezekiel Carrera to lead it off. The third baseman Castellanos in tight. Ball 1-2. Carrera batting .287. The former Tiger leading off for the Jays these days. They're still without Jose Bautista, who is trying to come back from turf toe. And Carrera sends a ground ball to second. That'll be routine there for Kinsler. One gone. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Jays tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And for Toronto, you saw Carrera, Donaldson, and Encarnacion. Boy, they are some big time hitters. They're both all-stars. Saunders, Martin, Tulowitzki. You got Smoke, Pilar, and Barney as your bottom three. Donaldson's been hot of late.
Tell you, Josh Donaldson, very impressive, MVP last year. And do you think Oakland wishes they traded him when they did?
Oh, they would love to have him back right now. Donaldson looks at a ball low. It's always interesting when you have a very good hitter against an accomplished pitcher to see what they have done against each other. Donaldson is 5 for 13 against JV. No homers, though.
Yeah, you want to keep him in the park. He's got big power.
2 balls and no strikes on the Jays' number 2 hitter.
There you see it, 5 for 13, only 1 strikeout, no damage though.
Now JV with the 2-0 pitch. Donaldson takes a strike, 2-1. Justin Verlander dominated the Rays at his last start, striking out 8, allowing just 1 run in 7 innings. That was on the heels of a bad start against the Indians, so he bounced back with a vengeance.
Yeah, his experience has told him to move on.
Off the plate, 3-1. Which sometimes is probably easier said than done, but Verlander has been around. He knows that the bad starts can easily be overcome.
Yeah, I think for a young guy, it's very tough. Justin's went through this many times. He knows that it's going to help him if he does move on.
That'll be outside for ball 4. Donaldson has a 1-out walk.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. Jay up in left, Cam Maben center, Stephen Moya again out in right field. Nick Castellanos and Miguel Cabrera on the corners. Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle. James McCann is receiving from Justin Verlander.
Here is Edwin Encarnacion. He has hit safely in his last 5, 77 RBIs for the All-Star.
That's still leading the league.
It sure is. Leading baseball, actually. This has got a feel of a big time series, Kirk, when you play in front of a crowd this big in a stadium this big. Both teams playing well right now.
It's a very electric atmosphere. We were here last year. You remember that when Toronto really had it going on. And it was just overwhelming. And it is hard to play as an opponent in an environment like this. Justin keeping an eye on Josh Donaldson. He's 6 stolen bases, has not been caught yet. So that's time well spent.
Outside, 1 ball to no strikes on Encarnacion.
Now JV down and away to Donaldson, down and away to Encarnacion so far. Trying to keep him in the ballpark, looking for a ground ball.
I mentioned the Jays are still without a major piece with Bautista, but these 2 guys are still pretty good. Look out, there goes the bat.
That's a quality bat toss there.
It is all the way beyond the coaching box.
That's some bat speed. A little slider right here. You can see the fingers on the side of the ball. We're having a little technical difficulties there, but we're going to another view, and you can see him fooled and just lets go of the bat. You'd wonder why do they put all the tire on there, but there is actually, you don't want to over grip your bat. You want to have life in your hands and life in your wrists, fingers, for that finish when you're making contact.
Big swing there by Encarnacion.
Just like
high heat.
Yeah, JB's come out throwing the ball a little harder than he has in the past few starts. He's feeling it and knows that he's got to use that velocity against this strong Toronto Blue Jays team.
Michael Saunders waiting on deck. 1 on 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Donaldson draws a throw. He'll run occasionally. He has 6 stolen bases this year. But with the guy hitting behind him in Encarnacion, who drives in a boatload of runs, may slow down the running game a bit. The 1-2. Bouncing ball left side. Castellanos waits on the hop. He'll get the out at first base. Donaldson will advance.
It's one of those balls we haven't referenced yet, but the field is different from last year. They just started this year. We now have a dirt infield. It used to be all turf with dirt cutoffs or cutouts around all the bases, home plate, and first, second, and third. So that normally would be much quicker, but not so with the dirt infield.
Here is Saunders now, which brings us to the Bernstein advantage, the pitcher-batter matchup, and JV has controlled this battle.
Well, but Michael Saunders is having a very good year. It's a little better year than he's had in the past, and very dangerous. I tell you, he's a guy you got to watch it. Like a lot of pitchers like to throw that breaking ball, get me over pitch. Michael Saunders is a guy who'll sit on that pitch and hit it.
Donaldson at second with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first at Rogers Center. And Saunders looks at a strike. JV starts him off fastball again, mid-90s at 95, so he's coming out throwing with a little extra giddy up today. Verlander has had success in this ballpark.
7 of his 12 pitches, 95 plus.
The 0-1. Saunders 10 for his last 21, so clearly having one of the better years that he has had. 16 homers already. He is in the final vote along with Ian Kinsler.
And he is ahead by a lot the last we looked.
He's got a whole country voting for him, though. There's a drive to center field and a base hit. Donaldson coming around to score, and Michael Saunders continues to make his case to be an all-star. It's a 2-out RBI single.
What we were talking about. Very good at sitting on that curveball. This breaking ball doesn't quite get to where JB wants it. Got middle of the plate. It's up. And Saunders just with a good swing right up the middle of the diamond. Easily scores Josh Donaldson.
'41st RBI of the year for Saunders. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. Here's the catcher, Russell Martin. And Martin looks at a ball high, 1-0. 35 driven in this year for Martin. So among American League catchers, he and Matt Wieters lead the way in RBIs for that position. Saunders draws the throw.
It's a little different boo than we hear around the other parks. You notice that?
No. Why?
Huh?
Is it deeper?
Seems like I don't know, we'll call it a good Canadian boo.
A boo with a little accent?
Hey?
Hey. There's a drive in the air toward left field, up and going back. Can't get it, up against the wall. Saunders coming to third. They're going to wave him home. Iglesias will hold up the relay, and Martin has a double and an RBI.
Well, Russell Martin's been very, very hot. Leads the team with the .323 on base or average with runners in scoring position. This ball's up in the zone. Doesn't take a good hop off for Jay up. She bobbles it a little bit. I thought the Tigers might have a chance, but Tigers now down 2-0.
So the Jays come out swinging the bats. Here is Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki has homered in 5 of his last 10 games. Fouled off the mask of James McCann.
Yeah, Tulo's been hot as well recently. Struggled early in the year. Many of the Blue Jay hitters were trying the Josh Donaldson leg kick. Has since scrapped that. Swinging the bat much better. Only at .235 on the year.
These guys think that leg kick could make them MVPs too?
Well, it works for Josh Donaldson, but it gives you more power, but there's a lot more to time up.
That's in there. A strike going 2. Tulowitzki has been injury prone. He was recently coming off the disabled list, was hurt last year as well when he was acquired, but you see his numbers in his last 10. 5 long balls and 12 RBIs. Jays lead 2-0. RBI single by Saunders. RBI double by Russell Martin.
Troy Tulowitzki, when he used to play for Colorado, we pounded him in one year in the first series. All in, owned him the whole series, came back the next time, tried to go in there. Didn't work out too well for us. He's very good at adapting to what the opponents are doing to him. That's a good hitter, and you obviously have to switch it up when you get a good hitter at the plate. Can't stay in one area or they're going to figure you out.
1-2 on Tulowitzki.
Seeing the ball well. Pretty good pitch by JV. Now at 20 pitches for the inning.
Well, Verlander has pitched into the 7th inning in 10 of his last 11 starts, so he's been able to give the bullpen a rest for the most part. But already 20 in this inning.
Yeah, just got to get out of this inning, move on to the next.
1-2 on Tulowitzki.
We have our first meeting here, maybe.
Yep.
It's the right thing to do. You want to be on the same page. 2 runs already in for the Blue Jays. Don't want any more to get in. Get on the same page and get in the dugout so we can score some runs.
Tulowitzki has knocked in 40 this year despite the low batting average. 15 home runs now. That'll sail outside. The count levels at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Been throwing him away quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they come in now. Maybe a 2-pitch setup right there. Away, and then in.
Here's the 2-2. That's in the air toward right field. Slicing. Here comes Moya on the run. Still coming, and he'll make the catch. One step into fair territory. That'll end the inning, but the Jays score a pair. Standings coming into play. You see Toronto and Boston right now are the 2 teams. The Tigers are a game and a half out of the wild card spot. Of course, there's a long way to go yet, but as we head toward the All-Star break, those numbers become more and more important.
Yeah, with some of the domination within the divisions, you are going to look at the wild card and the way it's been set up the past several years. We have some wild card winners that have gone on to win World Series, and it is the way to get into the playoffs and get hot.
Victor Martinez will get things started here for the Tigers in the second. Martinez, Castellanos, and Upton. Tigers went 1-2-3 against Hutchison in the first. Little chopper back up the middle. And Martinez is out, 1 gone. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries.
I go for the Jamocha shake.
Oh, that's really good.
Do they switch it out for that?
What's that?
Do they switch it up for that?
Well,
Jamocha shake.
I don't
work
know.
On that.
We'll have to call those folks, but that is a really good shake.
I rate it #1 out of the.
In the world?
Well, just out of the fast food stops that we all make from time to time.
It's pretty good. Castellanos stands in.
Probably shouldn't have said that, but just talking out loud like I do.
On most nights. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Rolled foul just outside of the bag. No balls, 2 strikes.
Hutchison's got some pretty good late life on his ball. You've seen a lot of ground balls, a lot of foul balls getting in on the Tigers' hands inside to the righties.
He has not had a lot of success in the majors this year. The minor is a different story. He has dominated down there.
But it is amazing that he does so well going up top again, just like he did with Kinsler. He wins at home. It's unreal. Last year it was 13-5. Last year he just wins at home. Sometimes with a lot of run support, but going up again.
And Nick takes the ball low and away.
That's a good sign for the Tigers. Now remember Kinsler, he put the glove up there, he hit it to a tee, struck Ian out, is missed twice. There you see his career record, 21-7, 750 clip. ERA, respectable 3.58.
I would imagine, as you alluded to, he's got a lot of run support here at home, especially with this offense they've had the last couple of years.
Well, sometimes you don't try and figure those things out. You just stick with the wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
stay
ride
with the flow. Yep.
2-2 on Nick. 1 out, nobody on here in the second. Tigers down by a pair. And grounded foul again right down the third base line. Good pick down there.
Some good video here of the signs of Russell Martin. I don't know if you've been noticing, he has an abbreviated sign on many of the pitches he's calling. A little unusual.
Now, what do you mean by abbreviated?
Well, let's see if he does one here. That one there was a regular one, but when he got ahead of the count, he just motioned up in the zone. Down goes Caskey.
Second strikeout of the ball game for Hutchison.
Working the top of the zone again. Missed on the previous two. Asked for it up there. Here he gets it. Again, he's got some good life. Location kind of up and in. Look at, he looks like it cuts away as well. Little natural running action.
Here is Justin Upton.
Another one in on the hands. Again, this establishes to the Tiger hitters or whoever's getting pitched this way, you're trying to get that bad head out a little bit, and that leaves you susceptible later in the game to pitches away and off-speed pitches, because you have to cheat in there. Most people do.
Strike called. The Jays starter has gone 6 for 6 in first pitch strikes, and that's all he's doing is throwing strikes. 17 of the 20.
There was the abbreviation. Did you see that one?
I got you that time. Driven to center field. That ball is hit well. Pilar is on the move. He looks up, and that ball is out of here. It's gone, a home run for Justin Upton to dead center field, and the Tigers are on the board. 9th home run of the season for Upton.
He gets another fastball right here. As you can see, the grip, two-seamer right down the middle of the plate. J-Up does not miss it. See Fox Tracks, you couldn't draw it up better. In fact, J-Up had put his tee there probably when he was warming up today. Strikes here in the second inning, and the Tigers now trail 2-1.
You always have to wait that extra beat with Pilar in center field because he's so acrobatic out there, but he had no shot at that one.
Yeah, you're wondering if he's going to climb the wall. He's had some great catches so far in his young career.
2-out solo shot for the Tigers, and Moya cues one off the end of the bat foul. No balls and 2 strikes on Steven Moya, batting .288. Offensively, he's had a slow trip, just 3 for 17. The other foul back out of play.
Pretty good approach there. You're going to have to wait, make sure that he doesn't throw you off speed. He does have a changeup, so that means you might have to let that fastball get a little deeper to cover the off-speed pitches, the slider, curveball, and the changeup.
199th career home run for Upton. We were talking about it in Tampa. He had a bet going with Ian Kinsler who would get to 200 first. Kinsler has won that bet.
Yeah, these guys like to bet on everything, don't they?
Anything and everything. Friendly wager. There's a high towering pop-up heading back to the seats. Tulowitzki out of real estate. Kinsler got to 200 on Sunday.
Yeah, he got there quick when after they made the bet. But Ian's been very good all year. Had very few times when he has struggled. Come with the energy every day to the ballpark. Jay the same, even though he's struggled. He's done a heck of a job staying in the lineup and giving everything he's got. Good attitude about it. So we were talking about the props. The Tigers, they've hung in there well the first half. There's a lot of frustrating times. Go back and think of them. They stuck together. Keep plucking ahead. He got crossed up right there, Russell Martin. See him shake his head. See if we get. He thinks this is going to be a slider, a breaking ball or something.
Whoop. Count has gone full now, 3-2. Slap back out of play.
Little backdoor slider right there. Starts it off the plate. And breaks it right over the corner. Moya spoils it. Still has life.
Well, after a 9-pitch first inning, he's thrown 20 now here in the second after getting the first 2 outs. Upton homers to center. Line toward left, but foul. I don't know about you, Gibby. When I look at Moya, I've seen a guy now that really has the ability to hit to all fields. I'm not sure it was like that early on in his career, but a lot of his hits have gone the other way.
Thinking the same thing. Last year he'd swing and miss, pull off that, and that was a pretty good sequence by the Blue Jays. Backdoor slider, and then they went fastball. Where's he going to go this time? Now he's going to come in.
Swing and a miss. Moya is finally retired. The 3rd strikeout for Hutchison. However, Tigers get on the board. Just enough to deep to center and over the wall. And the Tigers are on the board. In the bottom of the second. Time to get Ian Kinsler to San Diego for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. To vote, you can text A1 to 89269 or go online and vote at tigers.com/vote. Don't forget, text A1 to 89269 or online as well. Time to get Ian Kinsler some votes and get him to the All-Star Game in San Diego this year.
I think I got about, let's say, 100 in today.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be quiet in the room. Got up and just you put it in, then you just get a new number, you know, to make sure you're not a robot.
Nice.
Just puts it 5 digits, you type it in, do it again, which I don't really like, but I did it before Ian. But we'll talk about that somewhere in this series, about the process of the fan vote and the way the starters are picked. Looking here at Justin Smoak, got a little shift action. We call that the lacrosse shift.
Why? Because it looks like a lacrosse net?
Because it looks like that thing, I don't know what they call it, that they run around with in their hands and they whack each other on the shins. What's that called? A basket?
A lacrosse stick? I don't know. basket. Piece of wood with a basket on it. There's a bouncer foul down the first base line. I'm sure we'll get some help on that immediately.
We probably already have.
1-2 on Justin Smoke. Kevin Pillar, Darwin Barney coming up. It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters against JV, who surrendered a pair of runs in the first. Ball high, would not offer at it.
Well, let's take a look. Here's some shift info for you. This is why the Tigers play the shift. You see a lot of balls going in this area right here. That was a new design I just laid out there for you.
Pretty sweet. Swing and a miss.
Nice.
Smoke is out of there, one gone.
If you can get that ball up in there, if you get ahead in the count, this is a great pitch. You see JV comes up, then it runs back out over the plate. It looks like it's going to be inside. Location up just above the strike zone. That's ideal.
Here is Kevin Pillar. 257 hitter, 7 home runs for Pillar. A lot of these Blue Jays have been hot recently. Pillar is one of them. 303 over his last 27 games, along with his outstanding defense. That has popped up behind the plate. McCann is going to get there right by the bench.
That was almost in the booth and came back. These balls, when they go up, they go way out over because of the backspin. You see James realizing it might come back. That's out over the top of the dugout, into the stands, over the fans. It spins back. McCann right there where he belongs, puts it away.
2 up and 2 down. Verlander looking for a quick inning after throwing 22 pitches in the first. Darwin Barney, the batter. He'll get back out of play. 0-1. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. 82 degrees. Our game time temp, mostly clear. There is some humidity around. New
conditions for here. We have the dirt infield. So it's something that everybody has to get used to, especially if you're an opponent and it's the first time through. Does that make sense?
It does. Brad was also saying he was running today out on the turf, and he said the turf here is really spongy. And in fact, it's almost like it's hard to get your footing if you're not used to it.
I would say I walked across it, and it's much nicer than the old turf with seams they had in here.
Nice line to left field, and a 2-out single for Darwin Barney. We'll bring up the top of the order now. Ezequiel Carrera.
The thing about the infield, Mario, is you have two surfaces, one that is one speed and another is another speed, and they each have different bounce characteristics. Okay, so it's just something that you have to learn how to deal with. They'll all get used to it. And certainly you don't want it to hit the seam.
In the past, all you had to worry about were the cutouts.
Right. Well, and they still have the whole infield is now they have where the fake grass meets the dirt. If it hits right there, you better be on your toes.
Carrera grounded out his first time up.
See right there, those areas right there. The ball hits right on the edge right here. Could go anywhere. Spin. You got half dirt, half artificial surface. Now I heard that they were thinking about putting grass in here.
That is the absolute truth. That's what they're going to try and do in the years to come. I don't know how quickly they're going to try and do it.
I mean, that's ideal if you can grow the grass. This stadium, in my estimation, would be very hard to grow grass in because of the minimal amount of sunlight it can get in. We had to deal with that down in Arizona because you need a lot of sun.
Yeah, I was going to say if there's any other ballpark to compare that to, Arizona would be it, and they are able to do it.
But it gets very thin. The roof's open today. They'd have to leave it open, but they'd have a lot of shadows. When the sun starts to get lower, they'd have shadows, and so a lot of the field would not get the sunlight. They'd have to put artificial lamps on it. As JB throws over. Keith Barney. Honest. That Darwin Barney, he's scrappy. He's always up to something.
Another throw. And Barney back in there. Boo, said the fans.
It's not a real deep boo.
It's a polite boo.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Look, we don't like what you're doing, but we don't want to offend you either. So it's a polite boo.
That's what I was doing walking down the street today. There's construction everywhere, huh?
It never ends.
Buildings everywhere. Oh.
High fly ball, shallow right field. Moya charging. Kinsler going back, and Kinsler has to make the play. I think Ian thought that the right fielder would get there, and Ian had to pick up the pace. As we go to the top of the third, and stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game, where we select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. And so here is James McCann to lead things off in the third. It'll be McCann, Iglesias, and Kinsler facing Hutchison. First one is up and in to McCann. Two-out solo shot by Justin Upton in the second, getting the Tigers their first hit and their first run. McCann this year batting .204. We'll foul that one straight back. 1-1.
James has been working on simplifying his swing as well. Got a little bit too into the leg kick, but trying to cut down on it, having less happen to sync up, get the barrel to the ball.
That's in the air toward right, sailing to foul ground, and Carrera running over there to make the catch. McCann is out, one away. That'll bring up Jose Iglesias. You mentioned that leg kick, and what is it about that kick that makes it so difficult, and why is it that some guys can tame that all moving parts and some others can't?
Well, the reason they like it, if you can do it, you're going to hit the ball with more power, you're going to drive it more, and that's what everybody's really ultimately trying to do, be offensively productive. And then why can some do it? It's just a timing thing. You have to, when the leg comes down, you can't drift. You can't take the rest of your body to the ball. You have to kind of set it down smoothly, find your ready position, give yourself a chance. We'll build something here in game, or If I can't get it to you today, we'll do it tomorrow. Just show you the difference in a conventional versus the leg kick.
0-2 on Iglesias, who is 0 for his last 13. Wouldn't chase 1-2. .249 batting average now for Iglesias.
Back up top, going in.
Bouncing ball to short. Tulowitzki. 2 gone. And you got to get rid of that ball in a hurry with Iglesias.
Yeah, he gets out of the box well, runs hard all the way. Made it very close. That's what you want to do. I like to pressure your opponent all the time. You just jog down there, it's easy. But 1 or 2 times a year, maybe 4 or 5, if you hustle, you'll force a mistake.
That'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Strikeout victim back in the first inning, and a strike called. Ian now has scored 71 runs as we head to the break. 1 ball and 1 strike.
31 of 40 pitches, strikes from Hutchison. Got it working. Working very quickly.
Chopped left side of the infield. Tulowitzki, tough play, long throw, safe.
Did you see Joe West?
Joe West, yeah.
Did you see that? I mean, there was a close play. The fans are raising loudly, and Joe just kind of goes safe.
Yeah, it's too cool for school.
This is a lot of practice throwing a ball sidearm over there. Looks like Ian did. You see Joe West with the exciting call.
Yeah, that'll get the crowd going.
He's safe. He's safe.
2-out single for Kinsler.
See, he's talking to Omar down there.
Here is Maben. Tigers have their second hit. Maben bounced to the third baseman Donaldson in his first at bat.
Might see Kinsler go here. Martin is not throwing very good. Only 12% of the runners he's thrown out this year. Also would leave Maben, if he got thrown out, as the leadoff hitter in front of Miggy next inning. So that all lines up, but yet you have to make it. You can tell that the Blue Jays have done a good job of scouting the Tigers. Notice how the pitcher is holding the ball. Remember, you've seen Ian many times jump the gun quickly. Cheats and gets a very good jump. Blue Jays are holding the ball on him.
And Maben looks at a strike. Thought that one might have been a touch outside. 2-1.
Well, let's take a look. What does Fox Track say? Off the plate.
Hence the crooked look for Andy Fletcher. That'll miss inside, and now the count goes to 3-1.
Good time to go right here. 2 down, 3-1 count. If you do go, you got to take 3 steps. So you got to peek back in towards home plate so you pick up the ball.
Runner holding, and it's a ball high, ball 4. So the first 2 are retired, and now back-to-back base runners, and you bring up Miguel Cabrera.
Good situation for the Tigers. Watched Miggy take BP today. Just amazing. He swings the bat great in batting practice. Now trying to put the barrel to the ball here in game with 2 on. Just missed in his first at bat to right field. He really drives the ball out of the park in batting practice. Center field, right field, trying not to pull off the ball.
Cabrera came into this game batting .335 against right-handed pitching.
Pretty much straight up on the infield everywhere.
And it drives in for a strike. 0-1.
Career 2 outs, runner in scoring position. 312. Lots of damage.
Miggy swings and misses. Now he's down to the count. 0-2.
Great life on this fastball right here. He's already down, no balls and a strike. Watch the ball finish. Dips right underneath the bat. Nasty.
Cabrera lifetime in this ballpark is only .250, but he has 6 homers. The 0-2.
Russell Martin and Hutchison really working together well, using all the plate inside and outside. You see him moving it up and down in the strike zone, keeping the Tiger hitters off guard, off balance as well.
Two on and 2 out here in the third. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul. Cabrera stays alive.
50th pitch. Tigers made him work in the second, working him again in the third. So both teams making it tough on the starting pitchers. Nothing easy.
Blue Jays by and large have gotten a lot of innings out of their starting rotation. In fact, they lead baseball with 552 innings out of the rotation. Up and in as he bends out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think it's 57 games, quality starts out of the 80-some they've played.
It's pretty good.
Leads major leagues, both leagues.
The 20th pitch of the inning for Hutchison.
Good time for him to hang one to Miggy.
Here's
Fastball
the
in.
2-2. It's rolled foul.
I mean, that's virtually the same pitch he swung and missed at for strike 2. See Miggy making the adjustment, getting the bat on the ball, spoiling it.
Hutchison had a 9-pitch first inning, was cruising along, then he gave up a homer in the second. Now a single and a walk with 2 outs here in the third. And Cabrera, a line drive right to the shortstop, Tulowitzki. That'll end the inning. No runs, single walk, 2 men left. May 7th, 2011, Justin Verlander, a no-hitter, his second career no-hitter against the Jays. First one is hammered to left field, up and going back, not going to get it, up against the wall, it hits the wall and rolls by. Donaldson is into second with a leadoff double here in the third.
Oh, he was ready. That's a missile. Barrel dead ball, 20th double this season. Down and in, and he just gets to it. Look at this ball. Tails. Quick. Shea-up goes back quickly. Plays deep, and ball gets over the head off the wall. Held to a leadoff double.
He plays so deep, but that ball got out there so quick he had no chance.
Well, he's caught a lot of balls hit out his way because he does play so deep now. However, he has not gotten to a couple balls in front of him because of that. That's the choice that you got to make. Of course, a guy like Donaldson, you know he's going to drive the ball. I don't think you can play deeper on that ball. I don't think he could have caught it even if he was deeper. The ball was hit very, very solid.
Here is Encarnacion. Grounded out in his first at bat. He'll take a strike, 0-1.
See if Encarnacion tries to hit it to the right side of the diamond and advance Josh Donaldson.
High drive in the air to center, playable though. Maben gonna make the catch. Donaldson gonna try and move up. Here's the throw to third. It is not in time. Maben did everything right and almost threw him out.
Well, Josh Donaldson said, I'm going to challenge you. You got to make the throw. Maben did about everything you could do. Right on the money. Donaldson aggressive. Good tag by Castellanos. Got to keep that glove on there, though. He did not come off the bag, but you always want to keep your glove on the runner in case they come off the bag.
Infield coming in now with the runner at third and Michael Saunders stepping in. Saunders an RBI single in the first. Ball one high. Two runs on 4 hits for Toronto, a run on 2 hits for the Tigers in this one. First of a 4-game series this weekend. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Nice change up there. Behind in the count, 1-0. You can see the grip right there, circle change. Pronates after he throws the ball, and it goes down in the zone. Saunders can't catch up.
Inside is Saunders falling out of the batter's box. 2-1.
Just look at the infield here. How do you know where to play? You know, this is where you really rely on your scouting report. I mean, should he be over here? Should he be over here? It's going to happen quick, especially on this turf. Hopefully the Tigers are in the right spot. Can cut Donaldson down at home plate.
Again, he laid off the high fastball. Now it's gone to 3-1. Justin now is continuing to throw that fastball at 95, 96.
15 of them today out of the 44 total.
Swing and a miss. Ooh, that one at 97.
He's got something in the tank there. It's very humid out. You worry about using too much too early. Not having enough later in the game.
Right now trying to strand a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. He walked him, ball 4. Check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Mario Michael Saunders got the first RBI of the game, and he's also leading the way in the fan vote as far as that goes for this year's All-Star game. I told you guys the other day, all of Canada will be behind this guy. He has 11 million votes so far, leading the way over Kinsler, Pedroia, and company. So Tiger fans, get out there. You're going to have to vote hard and heavy between now and 4 p.m. tomorrow if you want to send Ian Kinsler to the All-Star game over Toronto's Michael Saunders, who is getting all kinds of votes leading up to that bad boy.
Yeah,
Back to you guys.
It's going to be hard to overcome the country. I think he's got, was it 98 or 99% of Canada?
Right. Well, good luck on that, but we'll give it a shot. I know you've been voting.
I have. I'll be doing it again.
Russell Martin looks at a bender in for a strike.
I think JV right there on that 3-2 count, going for the strikeout, not caring if he walks Saunders, hoping to get a strikeout or a double play for Russell Martin.
Donaldson at third, Saunders at first, 1 out. Ooh, he got him to chase. Now it's 0-2 on Martin.
That's slider. That's a 90-mile-an-hour slider. That's a hard slider right there. Look at that spin, tight spin.
Well, he says he doesn't throw a cutter.
Well, we call it the slider. It's like
we'll stay
we're
with
supposed to, yeah. Hopefully the same result.
Verlander allowed 2 runs in the first, gave up a single, no damage in the second, and now a double and a walk here in the third. Martin knocked one in with a double in his last at bat. He'll sail that one back into the seats, protecting. Martin is now 7 for 19 against Verlander with a home run. So he has had success against the Tigers righty.
Tulo behind him, who's also hot.
Swing and a miss to strike him out. Martin is gone, and a big out there for Justin. Time for a game break now. We check in with Matt Shepard. Oh, nice. A lax puck. And I said we should have known Shep is a lacrosse guy.
Well, we got it.
Well, there you go.
Thanks for the help, Shep. Now, I was listening the other night to you guys, and we have 3 guys. Trevor's been almost hit with the ball.
Correct.
Keith's been almost hit with the ball.
Actually, Keats was hit with the ball in Cleveland a couple of years ago.
And Shep.
Oh, and Shep, he caught
And there was
the
a
ball in the
comment by
All-Star.
Trevor that he's way more mobile than Keats.
Right.
How about Shep? Where does he fit in?
Are you going to argue with that comment?
I'm just asking where Shep fits in.
Shep.
Open it up.
Oh, boy. Trev's open here. What do you got, Trev?
I don't know why Gibby's up there trying to stir the pot. I really don't know.
I don't either.
Oh, that's
Not
a
trying to
stunning
stir it.
revelation.
I don't know why you're trying to stir the pot, Gibby. You could have left that alone. You know, Keats is kind of sensitive about those kinds of things.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, where do you
I
stack
love him,
up
though.
with
The
Shep,
President
Trev?
Keating?
I thought Shep was rather agile. I would hate to have to go up against him in some sort of agility contest. If that fan hadn't gotten in the way, I'm still convinced he would have caught that ball with his bare hand and kept talking.
Attaboy.
Tulowitzki fouls it back out of play.
Boy, it's good to have some stirring it up amongst the team. Be good if JV got out of this inning right here as well.
Tulowitzki flied out to right field in his first at bat. Justin trying to pitch around a leadoff double by Josh Donaldson. He's standing at third now with 2 outs. And Saunders at first. Here's the 2-1. 3-1 on Tulowitzki.
JV is working very hard in this game.
He has had some stress to pitch around early in this contest.
He's in full damage control. He knows what he's doing out there. He knows he needs to get out of this inning, and he knows how he wants to do it.
3-2 on Tulowitzki.
Now, it might be different than other way other people will look at it. I mean, just think of all the innings that he's thrown and been in these situations.
Again, Verlander has gone into the 7th inning in 10 of his last 11 starts, so he's been out there a while and is used to that. Here's the 3-2, and it's low, ball 4. That's going to extend the inning now and load the bases. Second walk in the inning for Verlander, his 3rd for the game overall. Now he'll deal with Justin Smoak. Smoak struck out in the 2nd. Donaldson, Saunders, and Tulowitzki, the base runners. Strike 1 in the outer edge.
96, letting it all hang out right now. 137 career average, 1 grand slam with the bases loaded in his career.
This has been another 20 pitch inning here for Justin. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Andy Fletcher flinched. The home plate umpire did not give him the call, though. These type of games, you know, I give it to JV. You got to let it all hang out right now. You got to get through this inning. You go as far as you can go, and then the rest of the team's got to pick it up.
Now time is called. Smoak has been struggling lately for the Jays. Hopefully Verlander can take advantage of that. Fouled straight back, and the count is 1-2 now, so he's ahead.
I believe he'll probably go up top again. I don't know if you might think you go to bounce something for a chase pitch, but bases loaded. It's a risky proposition there. I think you have the advantage of going up top of the zone.
Here's the 1-2. Instead, look out. Verlander didn't see time given, and McCann came from out beyond the crouch.
JV's locked in.
Boy, that could have been nasty.
He's locked in. He stands up, he calls time, wants to make sure he's on the same page. So you can tell right there where he picks up the plate, huh?
The exact moment.
Hit the deck.
Another brief conversation with McCann and Verlander.
Now McCann might have went out there and said, go ahead, bury it in the dirt, I got you covered.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Justin Verlander walks off the mound with his 3rd strikeout. This one with the bases loaded, and the Jays squander an opportunity. He buried it all right, and McCann was there to pick him up. Victor Martinez, he'll get it started in the 4th inning. As we go to the top of the 4th inning here at Rogers Center, Hutchison back to the mound, and Victor Martinez takes ball 1. It'll be Martinez, Castellanos, and Upton. Victor bounced out his first time up, and of course he always faces that shift when he bats lefty. That's in there for a strike.
Not quite as deep by the second baseman Barney, though. Usually they play him back in this area because Victor doesn't run very well anymore.
Hutchison had to pitch out of a little bit of trouble in the 3rd, gave up a single and a walk with 2 outs. He got Miggy to line out to the shortstop. His only blemish, the home run by Upton in the 2nd. Try to hold up 1 around, and Victor is out of there. 1 gone. Well, the Tigers host the Royals Saturday, July 16th at 7:10 p.m. Brandon Inge will take part in a pregame Q&A session. It's part of the season-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 06 AL champs. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER for more information.
I'd like to issue a couple questions, if that's okay, to Mr. Inge.
Certainly.
He's very talented. Had a lot of fun with him while he was here.
Freakish athlete.
Tigers bring a lot of ex-players back for the fans to reconnect with.
Great idea. Pudge came back this year.
Yeah, players like to do it as well.
Swing and a miss.
Hutchison's slider's getting really nasty right now. Seeing some bad swings at it.
Hutchison probably pretty familiar with the Tigers. He grew up in Lakeland, Florida, the spring training home of the Tigers. Went to Lakeland High School. Driven in the air to left center field. That thing is hammered. It's way back, and that ball is gone. Oh, Nick Castellanos put a charge into that one. A solo shot here in the 4th, and we are tied. What a year Castellanos is having.
Loud sound there. We were talking about how nasty the slider was, but he comes back with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. See it right there? It's right down the middle of the plate. Like you said, Nick having a great year. I wanted to just say gone right away. You could hear it.
And you could tell by the Pilar movement in center field, he just basically took a step back and said, forget about it.
Turned and looked.
Here's the guy that has the other solo homer. That is Upton.
There you see Nick's hit speed, 108 miles an hour. That's off the bat.
Upton hammers one on a line to left, and it's over the head as Saunders up against the wall. Upton going to second. He's in with a double. A couple of rockets here in the 4th.
And that ball ate Michael Saunders up. He thought he had it. This is good news for the Tigers with Jay Up. See him on the side right here. Doesn't do much at the plate, though. Jay Up is all over this pitch, and Saunders thinks he's got it, but the ball just takes off and carries right over his head. That got out there quick. Jay Up with the double. Now Tigers looking to take the lead here.
Steven Moya struck out in the 2nd. Bouncing ball towards short. Tulowitzki with a running scoop. Upton holding, 2 gone. That'll bring up McCann.
That wasn't a bat Steven Moya will look at again. Not a very good pitch. Those get frustrating as the year goes on. This would be a big hit for McCann. He could pick his teammate up.
Fly ball to right field his first time. Hutchison had some big strikeout numbers in the minor leagues this year. 97 punchouts in 87 innings. Most of his work coming in the minors this season. It'll dart low and away, 1-0.
Well, look at Drew Hutchison, what he's done in Buffalo, 6-3 record. Look at the 97 strikeouts. Opponents hitting less than 200 against him. The Tigers made him work. He's made some mistakes this inning, and the Tigers have got to run off him.
Down the right field line, slicing, and it's fair. A base hit for McCann. He's going to try for 2, and he's going to be out at second. But he'll get the run in. Single RBI for McCann with 2 outs. He's thrown out by Carrera. Nick Castellanos got it rolling, though, with a long home run to left center. And the Tigers back in front. Justin Verlander a 3-2 lead, and Verlander is our Chevy Silverado most dependable player when you look at the average of 9 strikeouts per 9 for guys 33 or older.
He's in good company. Nolan Ryan up top, Randy Johnson, see David Cone, Roger Clemens, and then Justin Verlander. Pretty good stuff. He's been throwing the ball good. We've been talking about it. He's put a lot out there tonight. We'll see how far he can go. That was a real nice inning. Bottom of the 3rd, he battles his way through the Toronto lineup. Tigers get 2. Now he's got a 3-2 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 4th. That's good stuff.
That was the 60th pitch for Verlander as Pilar leads it off. Pilar, then Barney, and then Carrera. 8-9-1 in the lineup for the Blue Jays. Ground ball back up the middle. Iglesias, smooth as silk. 1 out.
When I see JB throwing 95, 96, you know he's trying to strike people out. When you see him just work the ball, try and get early outs down in the zone, that's when you're going to get your early contact. That's a nice early contact out right there. Start off the bottom of the 4th. I mean, Verlander, I know he'll go 120 pitches if they let him, if he's still throwing the ball well. Going to get a little extra time for the All-Star break. The Tigers have not talked about how they're going to come out. You know, Fulmer will be last or second to the last in the rotation. JB probably would be earlier.
Yeah, I think Brad has said that Fulmer will be the 5th guy coming out of the break. The 0-1 pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Verlander in June, 106, 108 pitches was his tops.
Little chopper left side of the infield. Castellanos.
Good bare hand pickup by Nick. Shows you his confidence. Look at here. Ball takes a funny hop. made it look easy, didn't he?
We're talking about Castellanos with Ausmus before the game today, and Brad said, you know, the one thing about Nick is that every one of his throws hits Cabrera right in the chest. He's been very accurate with his throwing at first base.
He has. I saw a throw he made the other day. He double bounced it.
Right.
Because he had to get rid of it quick. Made it easy for Miggy to make the scoop. Got the runner.
Although Brad was giving us some grief about that, saying he threw him a ground ball to first base.
Well, it's easy to catch.
Here's Carrera with 2 outs.
That took place a lot earlier days when more artificial surfaces that were played on.
And not only that, but those surfaces, those artificial surfaces back then were rock hard, weren't they?
Oh, and quick.
The ones in Philly, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh.
St. Louis,
Kansas
yeah. City.
2-0 on Ezequiel Carrera. 3-2. The Tigers have the lead. They fell behind 2-0 early in this one, but they bounced back. Here's the 2-0. Carrera is 0 for 2, a ground out to second, then a pop-up that Kinsler had to run a mile for in shallow right field to make the play. He tries to bunt, offered at that one. 2-2.
Sneaky. Got a strike. See the changeup. Diving down and away. Cabrera cannot connect.
It'll bounce in, run the count full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Carrera. Let's check in with Trev now with more on the turf here in Toronto.
Mario was talking with Ian Kinsler and Gibby before the game about the old turf here at what used to be Skydome and the huge seams in that, at least 1.5 inch gaps in the seams. Running in the outfield was no fun then, was it, Gibby?
No, it wasn't at all. Like you said, the football stands come out, so wherever they removed the carpet, it was nasty. Lots of seams.
Hard hit ball to second. Right there is Kinsler. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. 11 pitch inning for JV. Nicely done. Hey, the Tigers host the Royals Sunday, July 17th at 1:10. It's Sunday Kids Day, and all kids 14 and under receive a free Jose Iglesias bobblehead, courtesy of Bell Tire. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER and score yourself a bobblehead. Meanwhile, it's Iglesias leading it off here in the 5th. He'll be followed by Kinsler and then Cameron Maybin. Hutchison back to work. And he'll miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Iglesias swung at a couple of those pitches in his first at bat, went to school a bit, and is laying off him in his second AB here.
Ooh, he chased one up. 2-1.
Must be sneaky. You see a lot of guys can't lay off those pitches. 2-0, you're a little aggressive within yourself. Something else off speed.
Caught the corner, 2-2.
I don't think so.
Neither does Iglesias.
They come with the fastball, and they've done this a lot.
Full count now, 3-2.
Hutchison wanted that.
Iglesias bounced out his first time up. And he lines one to left. That's going to be a base hit. He'll snap it over 14 slump for Iglesias. Leadoff single here in the fifth.
Nice job. Works the count. Gets a hanger right here, right over the heart of the plate. Stays on him. Over the shortstop's head. Leadoff base hit to the Tigers by Iglesias.
Now the top of the lineup, it'll be Ian Kinsler. Tigers now have 6 hits in this game. Ian had an infield hit in the third.
See if the Tigers don't do something a little motion wise here. Put the pressure on the Blue Jays defense. Stay out of the double play. Very quick to the plate right there.
Russell Martin this year is at about 12.5%.
5 thrown out of 40 attempts.
There's activity now in the bullpen. Schultz, the right-hander, is warming up. It is Bo Schultz.
All the way from Independent Ball. Signed by Bill Brick.
It's a long road, but it works for some.
Oh yeah, used to be a sinker ball pitcher, and they converted him over top. He throws very hard, mid to upper 90s.
It hit him. Kinsler is hit by the pitch, and now the Tigers have 2 on, nobody out. And they got the healthy part of their lineup coming up.
Yeah, Hutchison missing his spots. Now you see it just off the forearm of Ian. Holds up on the swing. Now a man on first and second. Nobody out for Maben. Cam Maben's been outstanding in all situations for the Tigers this year. Average, runners in scoring position.
The energy department as well.
Energy, lefties, righties.
Tigers 1 for 3 with men in scoring position in this game. And Maben shoots a ground ball to third. Donaldson to second, one, and not in time at first. The hesitation cost him. Hard hit ball by Maben.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he didn't have a good grip or Iglesias was in the way. Just I don't think you feel that it clean. Probably had time to come up. Maben scoots very good. Beats it out. First and third now for Miggy.
Cabrera is 0 for 2, although he lined out right to the shortstop with 2 men on in his last at bat. And All-Star again this year is 11th All-Star selection, 7 of them now with the Tigers.
Well, let's take a look. Miguel Cabrera can really handle the bat. Look at this right here. That is big. Now, gimme. He's trying to go that way.
Here are the numbers now on Hutchison. 75.
Not quite as sharp as he was early in the game.
Ooh, look out, pulled foul and almost hit Iglesias.
They're keeping it in there tight on him, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been that way really the last week.
Miggy's determined to make him pay.
Victor Martinez on deck, 0-2 on Cabrera. Swing and a miss. Big out there for Hutchison. He strikes out Miguel.
Well, let's take a look right here at a pitch-by-pitch sequence. Very good job by the Blue Jays. Miguel Cabrera, you see they're trying to get it in. They make him turn on it. Then they throw a changeup, which he has not been throwing too many. Actually, that's a slider down in the dirt. And they've avoided the best hitter in baseball for now.
So Miguel is 0 for 3 now. Martinez stands in. Ground out strikeout for Victor.
Got Victor on the slider last time. That slider's pretty good down in the zone. For Maitland being on first right here, you see they can't play they normally here. Leaves that right side open for Victor Martinez to get the ball through there.
Hutchison, after the first inning in which he got the Tigers on 9 pitches, 1, 2, 3, has really had to labor in every inning since.
Victor, I gotta believe he's kind of have to look out for something off speed.
High fly ball center field. It's going to be playable for Pilar. And Hutchison pitches out of trouble here in the 5th inning. Tigers strand a pair. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jays coming up now against Justin Verlander in front of a big crowd here at Rogers Center. They're actually leading the league in average attendance this year. And they've got another big one here tonight. It'll be Josh Donaldson leading it off in the 5th inning. Donaldson, Encarnacion, and then Saunders. First one is outside. Donaldson hammered a double to left field to lead things off in the 3rd, but they couldn't get him in.
Got the right-handed shift on for Donaldson. The Tigers 3 to the left side.
2-0.
Yeah, dangerous situation here. You don't want to give in. Try and throw a nice low strike. Something he cannot elevate. We know he likes it down and in. Let's keep it something off speed he's going with right here. That's respect.
In there, a strike. Donaldson drew a walk and scored a run in the 1st. He has now walked 59 times this year, which leads the American League. Ground ball sharply hit back up the middle, but they had him played nicely. Kinsler throws it high, and he's safe at first. Oh, what a slide by Donaldson. Kinsler just let it sail a bit.
Well, when he fielded the ball, he didn't get it cleanly. Probably had a little more time than he thought. Didn't make the throw as accurate as he normally does. Perfectly placed by the Tigers infield. Jumps up on him. And watch the slide. We've talked about this a few times, how important slides can be. He just runs through there. Miggy tags him. But Ian normally a sure thrower. But a little out of his territory there.
Could he have tagged him there, Kurt?
Absolutely. But, I mean, the ball was high. I don't think he could have gotten
No, I mean after he overslid the bag, because he actually turned inside the baseline. Would that be considered rounding the bag?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think he just tried to avoid the collision and did not make an attempt towards advancing. Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
that's what I'm talking about.
Some may agree it would have been worth a try, probably.
E4, Kinsler charged with the air on the play. Encarnacion, a ground out and a fly out. .22 home runs. And a major league lead, 77 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike. So another base runner for Verlander to deal with. 2-1. Blue Jays offense starting to cook now as we get toward the All-Star break. They are 3rd in the American League with 294 extra base hits. Those were the numbers coming in. They've had a couple of doubles in this game.
Looking for a double play right here.
Checked it, strike call. 2-2. Saunders waiting on deck. 3-2. Tigers have the lead here in the 5th.
If JB goes to 3-2, I think you'll see Donaldson going.
Ooh, he just missed.
Where's that pitch?
Ooh, Verlander, you can see
the corner. Yep.
Look on his face.
Just off, I believe. Oh boy.
Barely.
Better question yet, how do you lay off that pitch?
That is the 4th full count that Verlander has gone to now. We'll see if Donaldson is on the run here. Runner holds. Fouled straight back. Middle of the lineup going up against Verlander here. Saunders waiting on deck. He knocked in a run his last time up, or I should say his first time up.
This inning is turning out a lot like the bottom of the third for Justin Verlander and the Tigers. It started out that way as well.
Way up and in. That'll be a walk for Encarnacion, and now 2 on, nobody out.
Let's take a look at our belt tire pitch by pitch. Talking about the third inning, Josh Donaldson leads off in that inning with a leadoff double on the first pitch. They get Edwin Encarnacion on a fly out, and then Michael Saunders walks. Russell Martin strikes out. He walks Tulo, pitches around him on a 3-1 count to get to Justin Smoak. Got the strikeout there. No runs in that inning. Tigers went on to score 2 in the top of the inning. We still stand there. Now the Blue Jays threaten again. First and second. JB's got to pitch through this.
Here's Michael Saunders now with nobody out.
Needs a double play right here.
Ball 1, good block at home plate by McCann.
'83 pitches. Looks like JB struggled a little bit to locate his pitches.
Saunders had a walk in his last at bat, singled in a run in his first at bat. He swings and misses. 1-1. Saunders just 3 homers shy of his career high. He's got 16. 19 is his high.
The way he sets up, we'll look at it from home plate. You see how his hands and his bat have kind of disappeared. It looks like you could jam him or you could get him at the high pitch, but I'm told he swings at that ball very well. See the Tigers not giving in on the fastballs as well. Gonna look at him from overhead. A little open with the front foot, but that bat goes way back behind him. JB's trying to keep that ball down in the way, running out of the zone, hoping Saunders offers, and he has 1-2.
This is the 3rd jam that Verlander has had to pitch out of in this game. Of course, he gave up the 2 in the first. They left him loaded in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, and Saunders is out of there. 1 gone.
All changeups, very good. As he did in the 3rd. He starts off here after the first 2 are on. Look at, he's going to turn it over, diving out of the zone. Good stop by McCann. Good location. No damage is going to happen, and they get a guy to swing at that pitch down there. JB now at almost 90 pitches. 86. See how much he needs to get out of this inning.
Russell Martin had a double to drive in a run, but he struck out with the bases loaded in the 3rd, actually with 1st and 3rd in his last at bat. He'll look at a strike. He didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm going to be way ahead right here and say, let's assume JB gets out of the inning.
Okay.
I want you to ask yourself 2 questions during the break. What if the first guy gets on? What if the first 2 guys get on? What do you do? We'll just save that for in between the inning.
What is he at now? 87.
I think he's good for 120.
That one dives low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Come on, double play here. Tigers D, not the full shift, but Kinsler playing way up the middle. Russell Martin used to be able to hit that ball through the hole, but more of a pull hitter this year.
Good pitch.
It's a good snapper there. 12-6 break ball. Look at him. He's got that finger on there, straight down. Martin thinks it's going to be high, but it's a curveball.
One and 2 on Russell Martin. Ooh, he just took it right out of the glove of McCann. MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting report on the Toronto Blue Jays since June 11th, and some of these major league ranks, Gibby, are, well, they're up there.
They're hot. First in all of them that we're showing you. Right now, an opportunity with runners in scoring position for Russell Martin. On the other side of that, Justin Verlander's been pretty good in those situations as well for the Tigers, so it's time to compete.
Two balls and two strikes.
A lot of curveballs, a lot of changeups, throwing his changeup to the righties as well as the lefties. I think it'd be about time to try and sneak a fastball through. Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. JB today. 97 the high today, really reaching back early in the game. 78 the low. I think that would be the curveball, the 78 mile an hour.
And that is swung on and foul tipped into the glove for strike three. McCann held on to it, two gone.
I'll tell you, that pitch looks like a changeup. I know it's not. Is that a slider? No, there it is, a changeup. There's just a two-seamer. The ball's just disappearing. Two-seamer disappears. Martin over top. 2/3 of the way out of trouble.
One more out to get as Tulowitzki stands in. The Jays are 1 for 7 with men in scoring position tonight. And that fooled him. He's in there for a strike, 0-1.
And you want to be careful here. He did it before. It worked before. Smoke behind Tulo. Struck out twice. Tulo's been red hot.
And Tulowitzki was walked in the third to load him up, and then he struck out Smoke. Fouled away. Now he's down 0-2.
JB reached back there out of the zone. Tulo offers. Now they're going right here. I don't think they'll probably throw a sign down. Donaldson's been out there at second base for a while. They usually change their sequence of signs up on pitches out. Some people do strikes +1. Second sign, shake first. Or it could be the addition of the count, odd or even.
No sign. Bouncing ball to first base. Cabrera. He'll take it himself, and Justin pitching out of a jam again here in the 5th. No runs, an error, a walk, 2 men left.
Jays as we head to the top of the sixth, and Nick Castellanos steps to the batter's box. And you guys were talking about Nick earlier in the show. Before the game, I had a chance to talk with Brad Ausmus about Nick this year, and I asked him, who's the one guy on your team you're most pleased with so far here in the first half? He immediately said Nick Castellanos because of his defense. Certainly, he's got 17 home runs, a new career high now as far as the offense goes, but the defense is really what has pleased Brad, and I asked him if the defense led to better offense or the other way around. He said he just thinks Nick has taken his overall game a whole lot more seriously and is now developing and growing into the player we're seeing, guys.
Yeah, Trevi really has had a great year as that one goes foul. And I guess sometimes, Kirk, when guys are drafted out of high school in the first round, you know, because they're first rounders, they're expected to get to the big leagues quickly and make an impact immediately. But, you know, this was a young kid coming through the minor league system. Now he's just starting to develop.
I listened to a lot of people say that Castellanos wasn't living up to expectations, complaining about his defense. You're right, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to get some ABs and some games underneath your belt. Understand the different fields that you're playing, what your pitchers do, how to position yourself. And Castellanos, we know he doesn't like being subbed for late in the game for defense, and giving a lot of credit to the Tigers, the coaching staff, and Nick starting to come around and be the complete player that many thought he could be.
Here's the 0-2. Well, when you talk about his defense, he has made literally every play this year. The play to his right, the play to his left, charging the ball.
His range probably isn't where it's going to be still. It's much improved. But as far as what he catches and the way he throws it, it's definitely improved.
Big swing there, and down he goes, one gone. That is 6 strikeouts now for Hutchison. There is some activity going on in the bullpen. That is Loop the lefty and Chavez the righty.
They've been throwing there warmed up, ready to come into the game.
Here's Justin Upton. Upton takes ball 1. It's been a big game for Upton. He's hit the ball hard, and I mean hard, twice. Of course, the homer that went to center field was in the second, but the double he hit is next time up. They're scalded as well. On the outer edge, 1 ball and 1 strike on Upton. Here's the 1-1. Hammered in the air to center field. Pilar tumbling in center to make the catch.
Did he get it?
Kind of an odd looking play. 2 gone.
Well, lots been said about Pilar, how he's able to make good catches. This looks like it's a tumbler. Jay up 2 for 2 coming into this at bat. Pilar anticipated it to go back, but it came in.
Well, they love him here. They love his defense here. His ultimate zone rating, which is used to talk about how defenders are able to perform at this level, is one of the best in the American League. And he's a guy that makes those highlight plays, and a lot of them.
Very athletic.
Swing and a miss by Moya. 1 ball, 1 strike. Steven is 0 for 2. It's been a slow road trip. 3 for 19 for Moya. One and 2.
That ball caught somebody.
Hutchison about to throw his 90th pitch. Swing and a miss. And he'll get himself a 1-2-3 6th inning with 7 strikeouts. They'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Here comes JV leading 3-2. Broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and ships at sea. We welcome you all. We've had a good one here tonight. Tigers trailed 2-0 early in this game. The Jays got 2 in the first. Tigers fighting back, though. They lead 3-2 in front of a big crowd here at Rogers Center.
Turned into a pretty good pitcher's duel now, settling in at 3-2. Justin Verlander gritting it out. He's had some tough innings. Still in there with 95 pitches as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
He is facing the bottom 3. The first one is lined to Moya, who will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. Look at the first inning. Josh Donaldson gets on. Comes around to score on a Michael Saunders single. Then a double by Russell Martin. Tigers scoring a home run by Justin Upton, make it 2-1. Then another home run by Nick Castellanos. That makes it 2-2. They later go on and add another run. Tigers lead now 3-2 as we enter the bottom of the 6th.
And Castellanos home run off the facing of the second deck. There's a strike called on Kevin Pillar.
So remember that question I asked you?
I did.
Did you ask yourself? What was your answer?
I got to be honest with you, I forgot to ask myself. Here's my answer, though. I'm letting JB go as long as he can go. That's drilled toward left center field. It's going to get down. Base hit. Pillar, very aggressive wide turn, will head back. Okay, well, you've got one on here with 1 out.
Some people say the game's slow, right?
Right.
When you're the manager and all of a sudden something sneaks up on you like that, it gets speeded up really quick, so you always want to be prepared for either one of those scenarios. Sparky Anderson taught us all that when he was still with us as a way to eliminate that situation. Thus, there's 2 less things you got to think about. You're already prepared for it, and you do that during the 2 minutes and 20-second break or whatever it is. So that was his way of doing it and having himself be prepared,
which in a way slows the game down. Right?
Yeah, exactly. You know in those first 2 situations.
Ball 1 to Darwin Barney.
Now in Brad's case, it's obvious he's going to let JB go. He knows he's his best pitcher right now that he has. He's going to try and get through this inning. Should they get bases loaded, he's already shown that he can do it in the 3rd and the 5th.
Bullpen right now quiet for the Tigers. Pillar has 7 steals. He's been caught 4 times, but McCammon is sitting behind the plate. And he's thrown out better than 57%.
And it's amazing. He just keeps getting better.
I know.
He's at 50%. He's at 54. He's at 57. That's hard to keep up.
Ooh, Miggy takes a tumble. Joe West going to take that ball out of play because he touched dirt.
A little TV time for Joe.
Of course. Let me see that ball, Miguel.
Yeah. Let me take a look at that. You guys got the cameras on me?
There was nothing wrong with that ball.
Scuffed up.
Oh, come on. That ball is no more scuffed up than a ground ball to short.
But that makes a difference in this game. You watch how many they throw out in that situation right there.
There's a strike called on Barney. He didn't like it.
Good hit and run guy. Watch this count right here. 100 pitches for JV.
Here's the 1-1 in the air toward right field. That ball is hit well, and that ball is going to go up against the wall and over the wall.
Catch a break.
Oh, that's going to help the Tigers. That would have scored a run, but it's a ground rule double. Huge break there.
Good job right here. Just takes the ball, works it over to the right center field gap. Fortunate for the Tigers, it bounces over the wall. Nobody scores.
And that will allow Verlander to pitch out of yet another jam. It's the 6th double of the year for Barney.
got action. Kyle Ryan, Shane Green. Now heating it up.
You got Carrera coming up. He's the lefty. Then a couple of righties, and then Saunders the lefty in the cleanup hole.
Josh Donaldson really tough on lefties. See the little stall right here. Rich Doobie's going to take his 30 seconds. Going to make sure this bullpen is warmed up by the next hitter. Here comes Joe West. So you stop and have a conversation with him. Look at him, he's telling him, you got to speed up, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah, but Joe West is not even the home plate umpire.
Yeah, but he's the crew chief.
Yeah, but isn't it normally the home plate umpire's job to go out there and get him?
Did you say normally?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but Joe, I mean, he is enforcing the rules. Many don't like he does.
Well, second and third now. Here is Ezequiel Carrera. Ball one high and away.
Wanted that ball inside. Arm might be dragging a little bit as he's had 102 pitches and he's had those tough innings.
Tigers have the infield back up the middle. Anything on the ground there would tie the game. And he drops down a bunt. Verlander going to come home. He is out at home plate. Oh, what a play by Justin Verlander.
I'm not sure about that.
We'll see if it stands, but Verlander committed, and for now he is out at home.
Well, they're going to be getting the call. I think Pilar thinks he was safe. Probably worth a try either way as you're here in the bottom of the sixth.
At this point in the game, why not?
Great play by JB. Gets off quick. Just whether he tagged him in time. Pilar had a pretty good layout slide right there. I don't know.
Yep, they're going to challenge it.
Did he tag him? I don't know. That was a risky play, but he made a great attempt at it. JB saying, what do we got? I think it's conclusive, though, to overturn it?
In my opinion, no. At least not the two views that we had at it. We'll see if there are any other views. Joe West on the left, home plate umpire Andy Fletcher on the right. He was involved in the call. You always get the crew chief and the umpire involved in the call that put the headsets on.
I think they're going to call him safe.
You think so?
They do. Because McCann continues to try and tag him. Watch. Looks like he's already on the plate with his hand. Good attempt. There's a great slide right there. You see him out to the outside part of the plate. Low, and the hand gets in there.
Yeah, looking at that one, Gibby, I think you might be right.
Never know. They do have to be substantial evidence. I tell you, that's a tough call either way. I think either team would challenge that. See, Brad may have another challenge as well. I'm not sure what he would challenge, but trying to think what he could challenge. But you go back and you review the whole play. I mean, it could be something like he was out of the batter's box. I don't know if that's a challengeable call, though.
I
get to my cheat sheet.
This is so close. I don't know how you reverse this, but we'll see.
It's taking some time. That tells you it's closer than close.
Meanwhile, Verlander trying to keep loose. Now he's going to ask McCann to come out to the mound again. This has been a lengthy delay as they look this over. Probably the best view we have at it right here, and you just can't tell if he tagged him before the hand touched the plate.
Now let's go back, and this is where the really changes. You can't block the plate or even close. Here we go. Out.
Ball stands.
Tell you what, that's a good break for the Tigers right there. That could have went either way. It's about time they got some breaks.
Meanwhile, here comes Brad. 103 for Justin Verlander. And JV will depart the scene and say, Wellside Windows pitching change. We'll be back. There's one more out to get. Verlander is out of the game. 3-2 is our score here, and Josh Donaldson will stand in against Shane Green.
I think that was a good change. I think Mario and I both agreed on this. JV had given everything he had.
Big swing by Donaldson, 0-1.
Shane Green not only can get the Tigers out of this inning by design. You see, it's his 21st game of the season, 18th appearance out of the bullpen this year. He could go maybe another inning, give him some length, although he has thrown 3 of the last 5 or 6 days.
First and third, 2 out. Donaldson spoils one foul, but he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
What do you do if Cabrera takes off for second? Barney at third. You throw it to second, you go for it with McCannon, risking the fact that he could stop short and Barney could try and score from third.
I like McCann's chances. Righties are batting only 190 against Shane Green. He's got Donaldson 0-2 and a foul back out of play. Well, Verlander gave it everything he had in this one. He made a great defensive play to cut down the tying run at the plate, and now he's hoping Green can wiggle out of the jam.
Well, he walked Donaldson, gave up a double, and then he had the E4 in his 5th inning. I think Brad thought this was a better matchup, and Green obviously much fresher. Now let's finish it out. Let's wiggle out of this mess.
Carrera edging off the bag at first. And again the 0-2. Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Did I see that right? 97 miles an hour?
Was it that high?
That was right.
Shane Green bringing it. Here's the 1-2. And again, Donaldson staying alive. Donaldson was so hot, he came in batting .415 over his last 27 games. And when the Tigers saw Donaldson the last time these two teams met, he was batting .248. And the average now is up over 300.
You see he's guarding against that slider.
Oh, when he's hit by the pitch, Donaldson will take his base, and that's going to load him up. Oh, Donaldson's hot.
He's hot. He's got a pad on. How can he be hot? Ball just runs. Oh, it didn't hit the pad. It hit his elbow. That's a funny bone. My bad. There's that big leg kick you see. He leads with that elbow. Right out the back elbow. No sting for a while. Stay with you.
It's not going to get much easier now as Encarnacion stands in with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. 3-2 Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th. Crowd starting to make some noise now. There's a strike called on Encarnacion. Ground out, fly out, and a walk tonight for the number 3 hitter.
JD looking for Green to pick him up right here.
Strike called, and the count is 0-2.
Tell you what, JB, he's fully vested. He's locked in. Out of the game, still competing. Nasty pitch right here, just clips the corner.
Lifted in the air toward right, slicing. Miggy sprinting after that ball, but can't quite get there.
Good suspense right here, huh?
Great suspense. Verlander continues to pace. Bases loaded for the Jays. 3-2 ball game.
Let it build.
Now McCann out to the mound to have a talk with Green.
Herrera at second base. He'll probably go with a no sign, or they're going to talk about the 0-2 count. What do we want to waste? Ultimately, how do we want to try and get him out?
Verlander having a tough time sitting still. Swing and a miss to strike him out.
Awesome.
Shane Green comes out of the bullpen and puts out the fire. He strikes out Encarnacion. The Jays leave him loaded. And JB's loving it. Attaboy. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Well, what a ball game we have here tonight. Some high drama as Green strikes out Encarnacion with the bases loaded. And the Tigers continue to lead here in Toronto this evening. 3-2 is our score. And here come the Tigers now in the 7th inning. James McCann will start things off. And Brett Cecil is the new pitcher now for Toronto.
So Wallside Windows pitching change, 20th game this year. Fastball, throws more curveballs than fastballs. Big, go slow curveball just like that. Likes that. Not very often when you throw more curveballs than you do fastballs, but that's the case here with Brett Cecil.
He was on the DL in May with a left tricep strain. Hammered toward the gap in left center field. Pilar is on the run, not going to get this one, up against the wall. McCann is on his way to second. He will stop there with a leadoff double. His second hit tonight.
Boyd James gets back-to-back curveballs right here, third double of the season. Waits on this one, and nice path, swing path out to left center field for a leadoff double. See, Cecil tries to throw that breaking ball way off the plate, comes laterally and down in the zone, breaks all the way to the middle third. James is waiting for it.
Tigers have their 7th hit of the ball game now. We'll see if Iglesias can get McCann to third. They're in tight at the corners, and Iglesias looks at a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, they're playing way in, Smoke way on top of. He'll even sneak in here a little bit more, trying to take the bunt away. He charges in, he could possibly get McCann at third. Smoke could.
1 ball, 1 strike. Single ground out for Iglesias. The base hit he had back in the 5th, snapped an 0 for 14. And there's a base hit to right field. McCann will go to third and stop there, and Iglesias gets it done. First and third now, nobody out. Hey, David Ortiz, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, and all of baseball superstars come together. It's the primetime event that'll light up the summer. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game from San Diego, Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Don't forget to vote for this guy, Ian Kinsler, in the final vote. We've got until 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Real quick, we won't get into it now. Do you like the way the whole process, the way they pick the starters into the team?
Yeah, I guess I'm okay with it because the fans pick the starters and the players pick the reserves. So I think there's kind of a balance there.
But they're playing for World Series advantage, right?
Well, now that's a separate issue. That I do not like.
I'd like that for the game because you keep the game competitive.
Understood, but you're not always getting, because of the rule that every team has to have at least one player. I don't think you're getting the best players in each league. I mean, Correa is not going to be on the team this year.
Within certain rules.
There's the bouncer toward the shortstop. They're going to go to second, one relay to first. He's going to be a double play, but the Tigers will get another run in, and now 4-2 Detroit.
We'll talk about it later. Let's get back to the game, all right? Get loaded up here.
No, I think that you like the way it is. It sounds that way.
I don't like the way it is.
Oh, you don't like the way it is, but you like, pretty good term there.
Yes.
You like the fact that home field advantage is tied to it.
I think there should be an equation of managers, players, and fans. And it should figure it, because I think there's so much that goes into this game that you have to try and win. You bring up a valid point that everybody has to be there. I think if you want truly the best players, I think maybe the starters should be picked by somebody else, and the fans could figure into another part of the vote.
I got you. So maybe flip it around.
But again, I don't have the answer. I'm just saying it means so much to have the home field advantage. Another way to do it, you're going to like this one.
Oh boy.
Whoever has the best interleague record gets home field advantage.
That's different. I've never heard that one before.
But
That's
see, the
pretty good.
reason they do it is because they want to know, they need to secure the hotels and everything like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's the beauty of it.
Swing and a miss may have been a big hack. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow, okay?
I can hardly wait, Gibby. I'll be right here waiting.
Well, I know you got great ideas. I hear a lot of them amongst the fans.
Ooh, that one just missed. Martin thought he had a strikeout. He was a step back to the dugout, or at the very least flinched, and now he's chatting with Fletcher.
Down and in, looked like it caught the corner, but he missed the target, so he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt.
That's a foul tip for strike 3 to end the inning. However, the Tigers get another run. They're up by a couple now as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. They've added one more as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We have a defensive change for the Tigers. Stephen Moya is out of the game. Mike Aviles is the new right fielder.
Makes total sense. 2-run lead here as you go to the bottom of the 7th.
Michael Saunders will lead things off. Here's one of the big stats of tonight's game. 10 men left on base for the Jays. They have had opportunities galore in this one, and they've left them loaded twice.
We got 4, something like that.
I'd have to total it up. Yep, 4 for the Tigers. Two balls and no strikes.
Justin Wilson in the pen.
Green came on, hit a batter in the 6th, and then struck a batter out with the bases full. That was Encarnacion. Swing and a miss. Saunders on base twice in this game. Walk, RBI single. He is fanned as well. Now Green with the 2-1. Back out of play. Here's the 2-2. Ripped to right field. Fair ball. Going to go to the corner. Aviles will dig it up, and it's going to be a double. Ground rule double for Michael Saunders. And the leadoff man on now for the Jays.
Well, Michael Saunders just continues to have a good year for the Blue Jays right here. Gets the bat head out. Bullet down in the right field corner. Leadoff double. And interference, automatic double.
25 doubles this year for Saunders. 2 hits tonight. Here is Russell Martin. Up and in. The Jays tonight 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Two and 0.
Blue Jays continue to put pressure on the Tigers. Only 1 inning so far. 1, 2, 3. All the others, actually, they did have 2 innings. But a lot of pressure, a lot of runners. Tigers wiggling out of all the situations. Can they do it again?
Swing and a miss. Well, you got Tulowitzki on deck. He is a right-handed batter, and then you've got Smoke, who is a switch hitter that would follow him. Wilson warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Justin Wilson, that is. Green came on, faced 2 batters in the 6th. Chopped foul at home plate. 2-2.
Well, Tulo actually hitting better off of righties this year than lefties. Justin Smoke hitting better off lefties. Pilar better off lefties. But Justin Wilson pretty good lefty himself, so how do you factor that in, huh?
Decisions.
Think about it. He's been up, he's warm. You almost have to bring him in.
Slow roller toward third. Castellanos has it. 1 gone. Runner does not advance. Menards brings you the big money encounter as Troy Tulowitzki stands in, and Tulo's been known for his power.
Well, most seasons with 15+ home runs prior to an all-star break by shortstop all time. Tulo up there with Alex Rodriguez, Miguel Tejada, Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks, boy, what a guy.
Let's play 2.
Yeah.
Well, here is Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki with a ground out, fly out, and a walk. Good pitch, 0-1. You're talking, Gibby, about looking at the numbers and does he do better against a righty or a lefty and making your decisions. How often do you just go with your gut sometimes and not even look at the numbers?
Well, there's other factors that come into it. How everybody's feeling, how much you've used them, and the gut feel for sure. How's your pitcher on the mound? Is the lefty, even though the numbers suggest differently?
A base hit to center field. They're going to try and score the run. Maven will get it back into second base. It's an RBI single for Tulowitzki. And it's 4-3.
I think Brad's going to go get him. Just not locating the ball as well here in the 2nd inning. Remember, he got out of the 6th. Here he comes in the 7th. That's kind of middle. Tulo makes it 4-3. And here comes Brad.
That's going to be it for Shane Green. The RBI for Tulowitzki is 41st of the year. Justin Wilson comes running in. And each team now with 8 hits, and it's back to a 1-run game. Pitching change here at Rogers Center. We'll be back.
Here's the 1-800-CALL-SAM call of the game. Tigers wiggle out of much trouble here in the bottom of the 6th. JB makes great defensive play. Brad makes the call. I think we all agree. Greeny comes in, gets Encarnacion. That wiggles Tigers out of another jam. However, we're in the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays have cut the lead to 4-3.
So the man on, a man out. Justin Smoak facing Justin Wilson.
Here you see the numbers.
Big rip there, 0-1.
No, we were talking about other factors. You know, the Green had thrown 4 out of 7 days. So you take that into consideration. With this game, Justin Wilson, 2 out of 7. So those are some of the things that you consider, as well as he just likes the matchup against Justin Smoak as well. Good guy for a double play. Tulo doesn't run much anymore. Got 1 stolen base. There was a year I think he stole over 20.
Yeah.
He was younger, but he had a real bad hamstring injury. Hasn't run that much. He has to make sure that he doesn't overdo it and re-injure that leg.
It was the 2010 season, 20 bags that year. Fouled away, and the count is 0-2. On Justin Smoak. What a ball game this has been. This has been a good start to this 4-game series. Should be entertaining.
Yeah, not only will the teams be physically tired after tonight's game, but they will be mentally tired. That's the way it's supposed to be. Going to have to earn it tonight, either team. This game is far from over.
The 0-2. Did he go? Yes, Joe West said he went. Oh man, Smoak can't believe it. Huge strikeout.
Then you're in the other dugout. You can say your quick word, but you got to know your umpire. Maybe they saw something different. Did he go? Let's take a look. Pretty close. Could have gone either way. Good elevation again. See both teams going to this pitch when they're looking for the strikeout.
Here is Kevin Pillar with 2 outs.
Gibby looks pretty relaxed in their manager. Getting louder, those boos are. As we
They
get
are.
into the game.
You like it that way.
Either way, part of it.
Blue Jays came in 2.5 behind Baltimore. Tigers 6.5 back behind Cleveland.
And both the Tigers and the Blue Jays 7-3 in their last 10.
Pillar leaving the strike zone.
I believe the Blue Jays just got done not too long ago with the Indians as well, didn't they?
Yes, I believe they did.
They won 2. Won 2 of 3. 2 of 4 they split. That's right. Well, things are heating up as we go pre-All-Star game. Good second half ahead.
One ball, 1 strike on Pillar.
Looking ahead, who pitches the 8th should the Tigers get out of this? You know they're trying to get to K-Rod. I could see 1+ for K-Rod as well tonight. Nobody's up right now. I'd say they're going to try and go with Justin Wilson and then to K-Rod.
And normally you would see Shane Green come in beyond the 6th inning, but they needed him to get the final out of the 6th and try and get through the 7th.
Well, I know you got a 4-game series. You have to be really cognizant of the next 3 games as well. You're going to need a starting pitcher on Saturday and a starting pitcher on Sunday, so you just can't wear the bullpen out. So those are fun challenges. Going up top again.
Line center field, base hit. Pilar has a single. That'll leave him at first and second with 2 outs. And more pacing for Brand. He's telling McCann to go out there, and McCann now with some defensive signals.
They're going to decide where they're going. Should they steal?
McCann now also going to the mound.
Nobody's up in the bullpen. I just think that he wants to make sure, something that they've talked about in their pregame scouting meetings.
Jays only 2 out of 12 with men in scoring position. Barney had a double in the 6th. Tigers got a break because that was a ground rule double. Otherwise, he would have scored a run. Oh, 0-1 on Darwin Barney.
So if you're the Tigers outfield right now, you've got to think about where you're going to play. If you move in shallower, you have a chance to get Tulo at home.
Soft one hopper hit to second. Kinsler will get the out at first. And that'll end the inning. They'll settle for 1 run and strand 2 more. Coming up for the Tigers, it'll be Miguel Cabrera to get things started, followed by Vimart and then Castellanos. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. It is time now for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. How about David Ortiz? He just continues to get it done at 40 years old. He became the 2nd oldest player with at least 20 homers prior to the All-Star break.
You sure he's going to retire? I'm not so sure.
I don't know. He says he is, but he's having a phenomenal year.
He's good for All-Star games. He really yucks it up. Brings a lot of spirit to it, a lot of enthusiasm.
4-3 is our score. The Tigers lead by a skinny run, and the former Tigers on the mound now, Jason Grilli.
And Jason with Atlanta and Toronto this year, 34 games. His hold, his capacity. He's been pitching in the 8th inning for the Blue Jays. Throwing the ball well again. 44 strikeouts, 18 balls. Fastball, slider. Saw him in there with his dad today in the clubhouse.
Steve?
Yep, they're fortunate to still have his dad around to be able to watch him. I'm sure he's proud of him.
Strike called on Miguel Cabrera. Steve Grilli, former Tiger. Jason Grilli, former Tiger.
11 years in baseball, 3 in the big leagues. Jason's been over 10, I think, now.
They got him on May 31st in that deal with Atlanta. Miggy looks at a ball outside. Cabrera's due. He's 0 for 3. Tigers have 4 runs, 8 hits. The Jays have 3 runs, 9 hits. And Toronto has stranded 12 in this game.
Tell you what, there's been some hitters being moved tonight in the batter's box. Both teams very aggressive on the inside part of the plate and up and in as well.
High fly ball. Right field, Carrera calling. And Cabrera's out. 1 gone. Hey, follow Tigers Baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here's Martinez. Jason Grilli was a member of that 06 AL championship team for the Tigers. Appeared in 51 games that year in relief. And there's a line drive. Caught on a dive. Oh, what a play by Donaldson. They had the shift on him. That ball was headed to center.
Bullet. Ball is properly hit. Ball is behind him when he reaches out and catches it. You'd like to say that's lucky, but they look at a lot of information to put all those infielders there. Tigers do the same.
Here's Castellanos. Nick had a monster home run in the 4th inning off the 2nd deck, which at the time tied the game at 2.
We'll take another.
Ball 1. 17 home runs now for Castellanos. Two and 0.
Lots of sliders tonight by Grilli.
Two-seamer there ran low, and the count goes to 3-0.
Yeah, giving the hit away right here. I would. As much as he's able to hit the ball out of the park this year. Two-seamer it looks like. A 1 and a wiggle.
And he lost him on 4 straight.
Here's the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window in the 2nd inning. Jay up. Gets the Tigers on the board, trailing 2-0. Magic Moonshot to center field, 2nd deck. Tigers now lead 4-3. Good to see Jay up continuing to hit the ball, impacted hard.
2 out of 3 tonight. He also has a double.
So yeah, these lineups, middle of the lineups are tough. Look at Kinsler, Maben, Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos, Jay up.
Not much of a break.
Pretty good top 6 there. Donaldson, Encarnacion, Saunders having a good year. Tulo.
Here's the 1-0.
You're seeing a lot of pitchers not giving in with nobody on base, somebody on base willing to go and load them up to get to another hitter. Playing the percentages, knowing what they can do with their pitches to get through the inning. Kind of playoff type atmosphere. Grilli's even grunting. Did you hear that?
He is. I heard that one loud and clear. 2 balls, 1 strike. Upton's home run was his 9th of the year. Here's the 2-1. Threw it right by him.
Like really sneaky. It only shows 92 miles an hour. He's a big boy. Got a sneaky arm action. You don't want to overswing. Got to go short. Jay Upp's trying to hit this ball out of the ballpark. Now it's time to shorten up, keep the inning going, keep the lineup moving. What's that heater in? Going to get the slider.
Swing and a miss. Grilli strikes out Upton, and the Tigers strand a man in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Still a 1-run game. On top by a run. Justin Upton, a couple of hits, including a homer. Justin Verlander giving tonight really pitched through some trouble and kind of gutted this one out.
He did 5 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, but had the bases loaded a couple times, got out of each mess, put the Tigers in position. Now it's up to Justin Wilson, and I think they'd like to try and get Wilson through this inning, but not sure they'll be able to. Go right to K-Rod.
Carrera swings and grounds one up the middle. Wilson hits the deck. And on the very first pitch of the 8th inning, it's a single to center field for Ezequiel Carrera.
Alex Wilson is starting to throw. But what you got to do here, you got the lead, you got to try and keep it. Carrera right through the wickets of Justin Wilson. Leadoff single. Josh Donaldson now up to bat.
You got Donaldson, you got Encarnacion, 2 of the top run producers in the American League coming up.
Donaldson, pretty good numbers against lefties.
Donaldson hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He has a double tonight. Tigers lead by a run in the 8th. Strike 1 on Donaldson.
Good fastball pitcher, gets a good fastball hitter. Got to both stick with your strengths.
Missed inside.
Crowd's getting into the game a little more.
Cabrera draws the throw.
Get you a nice ground ball double play right here.
Osuna and Storin warming up. Roberto Osuna is the closer. Another toss back to first.
We mentioned this earlier. Encarnacion leading the American League with 77 RBI.
And he is lurking on deck. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Carrera's on his way to third base. And he is in there safely. And now the Jays have runners at first and third and nobody out.
Well, he got the ground ball he needed, but right through the opening, got Miggy holding the runner on first base. So that's by him, first and third. See Carrera, who's hustling all the way, takes a quick peek. Too fast to get at third base, plus you want to keep that go-ahead run at first.
And here is Edwin Encarnacion. He is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. Tying run at third, go ahead run at first, nobody out. Ball one inside. Encarnacion struck out with the bases loaded in the sixth.
First meeting between these two, no history. Tigers have had pretty good success so far tonight. Struck out his last time, big strikeout by Shane Green.
Way outside, and the count now is 2-0. Now Wilson trying to reel it in. McCann's going to go out and slow things down a bit. Alex Wilson warming in the Tigers' pen.
Here's Alex, and looking at Brad. There's a lot of things that go through your mind as a manager right now. You have to think of this situation, what could happen remaining in this inning, and then also the top of the ninth. He'll be swinging here.
Lifted back out of play, 2-1.
Good break for the Tigers right there. Ball's off the plate. Encarnacion aggressive. See him shaking his head at himself. Saunders on deck. Seems like you're almost stuck with Wilson to Saunders. Should he get Encarnacion or not? Lefty on lefty.
Inside, the count goes to 3-1.
It was a good pitch there. Didn't get the call. It's inside. Encarnacion not offering.
Strike called. 3-2 now. It's a full count. First and third, nobody out. Singles by Carrera and Donaldson.
Blue Jays have not run in the situation all game. Don't think they would do it again.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ooh, that is a dangerous hitter that goes down with an awkward swing. One away.
Well, let's take a look. This is Justin Wilson against Edwin Encarnacion. Misses first pitch, goes away on the second pitch. Encarnacion chases. Now they're moving inside. Gets the call on 3-1. And comes right back in there 3-2. The Tigers get the strikeout. Looking for the double play ball here.
Wouldn't that be huge? Saunders will step in. Single, double, walk. He has scored twice. Tying run remains at third. That's Carrera. And a ground ball right side. Miggy. He's going to come home with it. They'll get in a run down. Carrera coming down the line is going to be tagged. And that'll leave runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Well, Miggy, I think he initially thought about going for the double play. He didn't get it just right. Wasn't turned around. Now comes home. Takes the sure play. McCann, good job. Runs him right back to the base. A couple good defensive plays to home base tonight for the Tigers. Verlander earlier. Miggy again here in the bottom of the 8th. Looks like Miggy's having a little conversation. Here comes Brad. Don't think he's made the call yet.
This might be a little
breather time.
A little breather time here. A little regroup time.
You're coming out. You're looking. You're talking to them. You want to hear what they have to say. You look them in the eye. Do they mean it? Brad thinks he does. They're going to leave him in. Tigers have had several lives tonight, playing really good baseball. Lots of pressure, handling it well.
It has gone from first and third, nobody out with Encarnacion up there, to 2 outs first and second. Russell Martin will stand in.
Tulo on deck. One base is open.
Martin had a double to not get a run in the first inning, but since a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Strike one on Martin. He thought that was high.
Now you look at the bases right here. You got Donaldson on second. He will sneak attack, but look at here. Castellanos way back. So should he go? It's a long run for Nick to try and catch a ball in the run. Something that you look at. Possibility here if he gets 2 strikes.
Low ball 1.
Whenever any fielder has to run that far and try and catch a ball on the run, it's very tough to do. That throw has to be perfect. Can't handcuff him. 6 steals by Donaldson, and he's going to let Martin hit and try and get in command of this at bat, but look out if he doesn't.
Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Another mid-90s fastball there from Justin Wilson.
Breathe, huh?
Looks cool, calm, and collected.
Yep.
On the inside, though, probably a different story.
Yeah, you burn a little bit. Probably some of our viewers and fans are burning a little bit too, huh?
I can imagine they are. Here's the 2-1. Way high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Tulowitzki on deck. Wilson now has thrown 24 pitches. He came on in the 7th to get the final 2 outs.
Good thing he's rested. Yes,
and
he
a
did.
walk.
Check it.
There's no appeal on the play. It's going to load the bases.
That's going to be it.
So with Tulowitzki due up, Alex Wilson will be summoned out of the Tigers bullpen. And again, the Jays will have an at bat here with the bases loaded. Can the Tigers wiggle out of another jam? We'll be back. Bullpen to face a bases loaded situation.
Tigers have asked Alex Wilson to do it all. Start, relieve, close. This is just a neat little situation to come here to face Tulowitzki. Bases loaded. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. Is this the 4th time they've had him loaded?
It's the 4th time they've had him loaded. Tigers have gotten out of the previous 3. Now Tulowitzki, who's singled in a run in the 7th. On the outer edge, strike 1.
First confrontation between the two, Tulo and Wilson. Tulo's going to try and go the other way here.
And he's going to shoot a ground ball to right field, base hit. 1 run scores. Aviles comes up throwing. It's going to be cut off. Tulowitzki with an opposite field 2-run single. And he indeed went the other way.
Well, he's 0-1 and he comes out of the way again. He threw the same pitch the first time. Just shoots it through the hole. Jays score 2. We were talking about the trouble the Tigers have been in all night with the bases loaded. Not in this one. They'll have to come back in the top of the 9th. Got to get it cut off right here. No more runs. Tigers trail 5-4 right now. It's manageable.
1-run ball game. Here is Justin Smoak with runners at first and third. And a ball high, 1-0. Tulowitzki with 3 RBIs tonight. They've got Martin at third and Tulowitzki at first. Fouled off at home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers in the 9th inning have the bottom 3 due up. But the mission right now for Wilson is keep this a 1-run game.
Absolutely. Toronto's closer is up as well. Hard throwing kid. Watched him in Lansing a couple years ago. Tigers will get to see him up close tonight. Outside,
2-1. Jays have scored 3 of their 5 runs in the last 2 innings. That has brought the crowd to life here in the 8th.
Yeah, they've been at a low roar all game, and that hit's really taken them to another level.
High fly ball, shallow left field. Upton coming on. He's under it. And that'll cut it off. However, the Jays grab the lead. 2-run single by Tulowitzki. We go to the 9th. Comeback right now. It is a 6-run or 6-game spread between the Tigers and the Indians. We've got some changes. It'll be Junior Lake coming in to play right field, and Ezekiel Carrero moved to left. Saunders out of the game, and the closer is on as well for the Jays. That is Osuna, and he'll face the bottom 3. It's going to be Aviles, McCann, Iglesias. And Mike Aviles looks at ball 1.
Yeah, Osuna's a hard thrower. The closer for the Blue Jays, 38th game, 17 out of 19 save opportunities. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. 47 strikeouts, only 8 walks.
There's a strike call, 1-1.
Tigers need to get a run around, get some pressure on the Jays, move on from that bottom of the 8th. Aviles, if he gets on, I'm sure he'll let him run. McCann gets on, I'll probably go with Romine. Brad will have to use all of his players right here to catch up.
Down the middle it comes, 2-2. Osuna pitched yesterday, a scoreless inning to record the save against Kansas City, but hadn't pitched since July 2nd before that outing.
96-mile-an-hour fastball.
That'll get back out of play.
Throws a slider as well. Occasional, they call it cutter. Change varies not very often to lefties.
And then Aviles battling him here. This is his first at bat after taking over defensively for Steven Moya. Aviles, McCann, Iglesias, 7-8-9, 1-run game here in the 9th.
Watch Osuna right here. He gave a delay. Not this previous pitch, the second one before.
Little chopper back up the middle. Tulowitzki is on the run. 1 out.
Ball takes a high hop, almost goes over Tulo's head. But he reaches up. He can throw from any arm angle. Retires Aviles.
I saw that little hesitation you were talking about. It was a couple of pitches ago. He just held.
Yeah, he didn't turn like Louis Tiant, but it kind of reminded me just to throw a little different timing device to the hitter.
Now James McCann. McCann is 2 out of 3, double and a single. Way high, 1-0. McCann checks his swing. It's high again. 2 balls and no strikes.
Got to look Osuna down. Ball really jumps on you up there at the top of the zone. 96 miles an hour. Pretty tall kid. He's throwing that ball close to you. Got to look right down in the zone. Middle.
High fly ball left field. Carrera is going to have room. Almost to the warning track. 2 gone. Let's check in now with Trevor Thompson with a preview of tonight's Tigers Live.
Mario, the Tigers got out of 3 bases loaded jams here tonight. The 4th one maybe a little much to ask for. We'll find what Brad Ausmus thinks of that after we wrap this one up here in the top of the 9th, if it gets to the top of the 9th, obviously. And we'll see what Justin Verlander thinks of his start, and much more coming your way on Tigers Live right after this one's over. So stick around, folks.
All right, Trev, thank you. And here is Iglesias now with 2 outs. Iggy takes the ball low and away.
First slider.
Sellout crowd coming to its feet here tonight. 46,283.
Fastball in.
Iglesias spins away. Ball high. 2-0.
Iggy gets on, steals the base. Kinsler ties it up. We go to extras and win it.
I'm in.
That's what I'm thinking.
Here's the 2-0. In there, 2-1. Iglesias taking all the way. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Checked it. Did not go. 3-1.
I think they should be able to review check swings. Get into a situation like this. He didn't swing it.
I don't know.
Kept his hands pretty locked in, but he turned his body. Taking this all the way.
And it's in now. 3-2. Now here comes the crowd. There is Kinsler on deck. Need a base runner.
Break their heart.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Blue Jays, with 2 in the bottom of the 8th, come back and beat the Tigers. 5-4 final score.
Tell you what, it's a killer game. Blue Jays come back and clip them from the bottom of the 8th, but the Tigers played a good game tonight. You got to think about that. You got to take that into tomorrow. You got to move on, take the good things out of this game, get another opportunity tomorrow.
Tulowitzki, the game-winning hit, 2-run single in the 8th. There's the final score, 5-4. We'll be back.